In my last video, I spoke highly about my daughter starting up for herself. Seeing my video, my friend had a genuine concern. She came up to me and said, "BT, what if your daughter who believes she is right and who thinks that she deserves an apology ends up becoming a narcissist?" And I was like, wow, what a powerful question and a wonderful topic for my next video in the self-love series. Hi, my name is Deepthi. I'm an engineer, turned teacher, turned therapist. And in this video, we are going to look at 4 questions. Number 1, what is narcissism? What causes it? Number 2, why is it important that our children don't turn into narcissists? And number 3, what does research say about self-worth and narcissism? Are they same? Are they different? And finally, the question that my friend asked, can self-worth turn to narcissism? So going back to the story, I asked my friend, that's a very valid thought. And I heard something about the line that you do not want children to turn into narcissists. Can I ask you why? And what exactly do you understand about narcissism? And this is what she told me. She said, "BT, in my life, I've had narcissistic people who have gaslighted me, who have belittled me, manipulated me. Emotionally, they have hurt me so much and I'm drained. I don't want my children to become one of two. I want my children to be humble, adaptable, accountable, have empathy and emotional resilience in them. When you turn into a narcissist, you cannot do those things." I was like, good, she knows her stuff. So then let's look at what is narcissism. Narcissism is a personality trait where a person wants to be admired by everyone, is excessively obsessed with himself, and has no empathy for others in any situation. What causes narcissism? According to research, there are 4 things which can lead to narcissism. Number 1 being genetics. It is heritable to a certain extent. Number 2, entitlement. When a child has no consequence and deserves and thinks that he deserves everything without any effort. Number 3, emotional neglect. If a child feels unheard, unseen, or insecure in his relationship with a parent, that can lead to narcissism. Finally, achievement-focused upbringing where the child's self-worth is solely dependent on his success. Why is it important that our children don't become narcissists? Very simply put, in the long term, they are going to have frequent conflicts in friendships, romantic relationships, and work settings. Difficulty maintaining long term relationships due to self centeredness. They are prone to burnout, depression, or anxiety, and may struggle with deep loneliness because they push people away. Moving on, let's look at what research says about self-worth and narcissism. I found a research paper by Ulrich Orr and Richard W. Robbins. Titled "Is High Self-Esteem Beneficial?" Revisiting a classic question. And this is what they had to say. It is important not to confuse narcissism with high self-esteem because the two constructs are conceptually distinct and often have highly divergent and sometimes opposite effects on social relationships, mental health, and antisocial behavior. Cross-sectional data clearly shows that high self-esteem is related to less antisocial behavior, whereas narcissism is related to more antisocial behavior. In conclusion, high self-esteem helps individuals adapt to and succeed in a variety of life domains, including having more satisfying relationships, performing better at school and work, enjoying improved mental and physical health, and refraining from antisocial behavior. So I called my friend and I told her what science had to say and also what I believed. Young children are naturally selfish and it's part of their development. Being selfish helps them to get their needs met. Considering that they don't have enough vocabulary or language or emotional regulation skills. Even in teen years, most of the teens are self-centered because they are working towards independence, and this is the way that we can achieve that. But over time, we have to give our children the skills of emotional regulation, empathy, perspective taking, and other values which will make them a good and proper citizen of the society. And as for my daughter, I saw a child who would stand up for herself in a respectful way, empathize with the teacher, and also identify and regulate her emotions. So, no, I don't believe that my daughter's self-worth in going towards narcissism. We all have narcissistic tendencies. It's very natural. But my goal is to reduce those narcissistic tendencies in us and in our children to ensure that when they grow up, they have a high sense of fairness, justice, a generosity spirit, and kindness. My friend heard me quietly and then paused and said, that makes a lot of sense. I probably should worry if my child is becoming a people pleaser instead of a narcissist. And my brain went ping, another topic for another day. I told her, as parents, we all worry about how our child will turn out. But the good news is that we shape them every day. And we are the ones who can teach them skills and instill values which we believe are going to make them good citizens of this country. In conclusion, self-worth is not narcissism, and narcissism comes from insecurity, not confidence. So let us raise emotionally resilient, healthy children. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.